All right, you know what it is. G Money, Pacific Push, Taste Radio, Dash Radio, hottest in the beach, coldest in the streets, and I bring the streets to the beach. So this is a very special one because today I have Memphis, Tennessee's very own drummer boy, trap legend, whole lot of classics, whole lot of anthems, whole lot of hits.
Listen to the track, bitch.
There it go. There it go.
Come on,
Drum
man.
was good.
Hey, yeah, boy, what's happening?
Man, listen, man. I'm happy to be here. Happy you here with us, brother.
Come on, man. You know we had to stop through, take over right quick.
Shit, let's do this, man. You come from a family of musicians, so how early were you exposed to the music?
From the womb. Real quick, simple. I done told the story a lot of times, but my moms would put the womb to the music, Having a heartbeat mean we alive. Being able to hear inside the womb mean we can hear we alive. It come from my years before my years, you know what I mean? And it used to be like a bad dream, you know what I mean? If you put your ears over, hands over your ears, it sound muted, you know what I mean? You could sing, you could scream, you could talk, and it just sound like you inside of somewhere. And I would have dreams of that. It used to be nightmares until I turned it into a positivity.
No, that's what it is, man. Turn those nightmares right into dreams. And for the listeners and fans, we still start from the beginning. So when did you know you wanted to pursue this professionally?
Big brother took me, Insane Wayne, R.I.P. my big brother, man. He took me to the studio with Slice, probably like 11 or 12, and it's like, man, just seeing all them different color lights and the big board and the beat machine and just everybody kind of like vibing and moving. It was just an inspiration. Like from that moment, I knew, I wanted to transfer my knowledge into making beats.
No, especially when you see those boards, you're going in, it's lit up, it's real.
As a kid, you feel like you're in a spaceship, you know what I mean? And to this day, when I'm in the studio, I feel like that's my version of flying a plane. That's my version of driving a boat, you know what I mean? Like this is my castle, this is my kingdom.
Now, do you remember your first major placement?
Tila, Tennessee, Double Dose. I put Gangsta Boo, Haystack, Criminal Main, Tila, man, some of everybody all on one track, you know what I'm saying? Yo Gotti. And it was just, a blessing definitely to put Gotti with Gangsta Boo for the first time, you know what I mean, and Tila. And we had just got the Tennessee Titans that moved from Houston to Memphis, you know what I mean? Memphis, they played in Memphis their first year before they went to Nashville. So it was a big thing, you know what I mean? And, I think I was like 17, 18 when they first played it on the radio, you know what I'm saying? And like for this to be my first radio song and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, represent our city, represent our state, you know what I mean, and more importantly, represent unity, something that I always been pushing since we the city they love to hate, you know what I mean? So, I always push that love, push that unity and bringing everybody together.
No, and I saw that smile, man. 17 years old, and I saw something that your father gave you an ultimatum. He was like, yo, listen, if you want to pursue this full time, you got to make $100,000 in a year. And you made it in 10 months.
Yeah, Pops was, when I went to college, I went to University of Memphis. That's where my Pops was professor at. He taught clarinet. My dad was in the orchestra, first chair clarinetist. So I grew up on the campus. You know what I'm saying? That was like my babysitter was the campus and his friends, his colleagues, the orchestra members and whatnot. I sat through rehearsals. I sat through, operas and quintets and different performances and whatnot. So going through college, I really just was going through college because I had the homeschooling and the home training from my father already. I was just really passing time by in college. You know what I mean? And I started skipping class, going back and forth to Atlanta, bumped in the block, bumped in the Jazzy Face, Show Enough, Boys in the Hood, and just would be always back and forth, of course, skipping classes and whatnot. Eventually, I got kicked out my junior year due to, unattendance. Mm-hmm. So my pop ended up finding out he got, he was hot, you know what I'm saying? He cool with the dean of the university. These is people, you know what I mean? So it's like an embarrassment. I get it. But I was like, man, Pop, you don't know what I'm doing out here. You don't know how heavy I am in these streets. Like, you know what I mean? And I just knew I wanted to get my name big enough to where when he found out, I could prove myself. So, I thought I was bad. I pulled out 10,000 cash. We sitting down having an eye-to-eye conversation. And he was like, man, you can't buy your mama the house she want. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy the car she want with that. You know what I mean? Da da da. You ain't even got no debit card. You ain't even got no credit. He was just roasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just looking like, damn, I don't got that. I don't got that. But I'm, it's tears coming down my eyes. I'm telling my dad like, I'm Drumma boy. You don't even know who I am in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And he like, man, since you big bad wolf, show me 100,000 in your bank account in a year. I'm gonna give you 12 months. You don't come up with it, shit, we gonna fight. And I'm putting your ass back in school, you know what I'm saying? And my dad like a boxer, like this nigga really want to throw hands, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I hate to do that to you, Pop. So I went on and got this money, goddamn, and showed him 100,000 in my bank account, and we became best friends ever since then. You know what I mean?
Nah, and the rest is history, man. That's a great story. And from then to now, you've watched the game transform. You've been a part of the Atlanta hip hop scene as well as being from Memphis. So how do you feel about the current state of not only Atlanta, but the booming Tennessee movement?
Man, I think shit I put on for my city. You know what I mean? Just shedding as much light to the city. You know what I mean? Definitely shout out to Yo Gotti, shout out to Young Dolph. They both my homies, you know what I'm saying? And they both continually shedding light on the city. You know what I mean? And showing the possibility of what can happen when you put in a little sacrifice and not give up on your music and just keep dropping and keep speaking with that slang, keep speaking with that lingo, keep speaking with that, where you from, mentality, and you're going to get heard, you're going to be seen, you know what I'm saying? And more importantly, you're going to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And I think for anybody coming out of Memphis, man, especially me, that was like the first thing I went after was the respect. I knew I was going to get the money. I knew I was going to get the fame and the power. And none of that shit really do nothing for me like the respect. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I ain't going to pay nobody I don't respect. I'm not finna pull up or take no picture. I'm not finna do nothing with nobody I don't respect. So for me, I was like, man, fuck the money, because you could have the money and I had the respect and nobody fuck with you. You just a rich ass, nobody fuck with you ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I like, I always gotta be, you know what I'm saying, about the respect. You know what I'm saying? And everything else gonna come with that.
Yeah, you could be a rich sucker. Period. Right?
Straight up.
So why do you feel that the world is just now getting to know Memphis? It's always been a major place in the hip hop scene, but the world is really paying attention.
The world been knowing Memphis. We been like that. It's just history repeat itself. Sometimes you forget and then you have to get woke back up. Right now you getting woken back up. Memphis been the #1 music city, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the Stax times, and you know what I mean? Elvis Presley moved to Memphis. He the king of Memphis. Like the whole world was on Elvis Presley at one point.
That's a fact.
He from Mississippi, but he had to come to Memphis to get his rocks off. You get this shit popping, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody from Mississippi or Arkansas or whatever, they all come through Memphis because that's where the biggest parties at. That's where you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like that. We the only tri-state region in the South.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you get spins on Memphis, you getting play in Mississippi, you getting play in Arkansas, you getting play in Tennessee. You getting 3 states. So, it was in a central market as far as distribution as well. FedEx, we the headquarters, the capital. You know what I mean? So, a lot of distribution would come through Memphis. Even the blues, New Orleans artists and musicians, when they couldn't, it was racial things going on in New Orleans, people would come to Memphis just to perform on Beale Street. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think we been that music city, and it's just now coming back to that. One of our biggest hurters in Memphis is being not having enough hotels.
Wow. You
know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we got a lot of big boxing events, and, they even considered bringing the NBA All-Star to Memphis several times, but just not having enough hotels, you know what I mean, and living space. You know what I mean? Now you're starting to see those hotels come to Memphis. Now you're starting to see bigger festivals coming to Memphis and things of that nature. So, it's a growing process.
Definitely. No, that's a jewel right there. So imagine that. You got the work, but they don't have enough hotels to keep up with the demand. Let's get into the model, man. The model is hits only. Now, outside of the standard Billboard hit, what do you consider a hit record in 2021?
Results, numbers. Hits come down to numbers, results, platinum plaques, gold plaques. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, hit. You hit good when you at least score gold. You hit real good when you at least score platinum. You know what I mean? Even if the single goes platinum, you know what I mean? So I think it comes down to the results, the impact that it makes on the culture, and how you can change the game just with, your impact from the music or the fashion, your vision. It might be a dance move that you created. But it's those key components that show you, okay, he changed the game with this one song. He changed the game with this album, and that hits the people. It's not just a hit because you say it's a hit. It hits you every time and come on. When you go to a performance or a show, it's something about this song that just hits you, that makes you want to dance. That's why you see a No Hands still active 11, 12 years later. You know what I mean? It's still one of those go-tos for DJs to turn the club up.
Yes, no, seriously, like you cannot deny it. Even like watching the verses with Ja Rule, and he's like, yo, these are classic records now, right? These are classics, period. So,
and you might have forgot, but it's still a hit.
Definitely.
It went platinum. Ja Rule, every time I think he dropped, he went gold or platinum.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? For Pac, same thing, you know what I mean? And you know, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, 20 years go by. You know what I mean? And you put that record on and you still like, yo, you can remember the moment of what you was doing. You can remember certain outfits you had on when the song was playing in the club.
Who you was dealing with.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Those are the hits. Those are the special moments in your mind that you'll never forget.
So with that, what's been your biggest surprise hit record?
Surprise hit record, I would say one of them would be What's in My Pocket, Dog? Big Face, honey.
Yeah.
When Plies was recording that record, like, it just sounded noisy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot going on and da-da-da-da-da. And probably, like, a lot of times, too, when I'm making music, I might make the music sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm making the music, and I'm more like, I'm Chris. You know what I'm saying? And the beat and everything is jamming, but I'm not intoxicated. I don't have a drink. I hadn't had a smoke or whatnot. So it hit me different when I was intoxicated, a few drinks, and I'm in the club. And the people shouted that shit back. I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? How many people can relate? Like, what's in my pocket, dog?
Yeah.
Big Face, honey. Like that was one that threw me off. I would say my other one would be Here I Am. Rick Ross. I didn't think they was gonna get it. You know what I mean? And fortunately I was able to convince Ross to drop Here I Am instead of dropping Luxury Tax. And he was like, man, we spent so much money on this album. The first single on that album was Speeding, featuring R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. They spent a lot of money on that record. They come back with I'm the Biggest Boss That You Seen Thus Far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The album take off. Here come the third single. He about to put out Luxury Tax. He's like, man, I got Jeezy, I got Lil Wayne. And I was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, man, we go with this joint with Nelly. Big bro, you gonna have the women. You gonna have the, come on, bro. Every chick need a Superman, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna put on the tuxedo. We got the white pianos. We got the tigers. Like, I'm talking like that.
Yeah.
And he listened.
No, man.
And look at the video. Here I am. I got a lot of dollars that I spend on my own her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just, I ain't think they was gonna listen. And you know, it feel good when somebody like take your advice and you win and they win and we all win. Like, we won a championship ring off that record.
No, definitely, man. You're taking us down memory lane. So I do have a couple questions before you get out of here. I know you're very busy, but I know you also moved into television and film scoring. So how does that process differ from when you're creating for musicians?
It's a little bit more detailed. You know, it's a little bit more time. It's dope because I can do it by myself. So I'm in a room really just with the movie and no music. It's just the movie and the words and the dialogue. And then I just, like, you know what I'm saying, play with different atmosphere. I call it ambiance behind the dialogue. And certain things that, you know, dark chords can make you feel kind of mad, make you tense up, or you think something about to happen. It's suspenseful. You know what I mean? And then the happy chords, like, oh, you think it's just a good day, everybody chilling, like, you know what I mean? So it's different components of emotion that you have to put behind the dialogue to make people feel how the message behind the dialogue is supposed to feel. You know what I mean? And then sound effects and all of that is kind of like the icing on the cake. But for me, it's about, you know, the moods and making sure the mood is right through the film, and then I ice it with the sound effects.
Yo, listen, man, thank you for taking the time out with us. Let everyone know how they can get in contact with you on social medias.
Already, man, follow me at Drumma Boy Fresh, man, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on all that, man. You understand what I'm saying? DRUMMABOY Fresh. Check out the website, drummaboy.com. And more importantly, go get my app, Drumma Boy, the official app in the App Store and Google Play. Hey, yeah, boy.
You know what it is? G Money, Pacific Push, Streets Up 1,000.